just so many layers to that cake. Because what would you do in real life? If a nigga roofied you.
Oh, I'm murdering that nigga. I'm not killing myself.
New Always Talking Shit Show. New Always Talking Shit Show.
Yo,
Hey.
it's your boy Doc on.
It's your boy Keem Sincere.
It's another episode of the Always Talking Shit Show. And he didn't do a damn thing touching none of
They
that.
don't know. They don't know, man. Don't hate.
Motherfuckers always want to look like they do more than what they doing.
So let's get to it, man. You out.
No. The shit that happens in this fucking RP world is wild. That shit is not me.
But you're a part of it.
I didn't
And you're the
create it.
connection that brings us to it.
I didn't create it.
So I just walked in. Man, the game I just walked in. You know, every once in a while I get in on the games this nigga be playing, and he broke down a scenario to me that I just got to share with y'all, man.
Hold on, let me break down how it all came to this story. So there's emotes in here. He saw me do an emo. I was giving a hug to my wife in the game and my sister in the game. And in the same menu, he saw that it said get the head or something in the bathroom, in the driver's seat, right?
This ain't no
like,
kid game.
He's like, do that one. I was like, not right now. So I showed him a couple little flicks because you take screenshots. A couple of flicks I had taken in the little thingy things I was doing at the house or whatever with my wife.
Yeah, he's doing some wild shit.
Okay, and then I was telling him a story about the homeboy, something that happened to the homeboy.
Yeah, get into that real quick.
Now in the
Before
game,
we start this show, that shit's wild.
In the game, there's Viagra pills, there's pregnancy tests, there's Plan B, there's abortion pills, there's pocket pussies, and there's dildos. Now we're gonna focus on Viagra. Now with the Viagra pills, whoever made the whoever made the Viagra pills, that nigga's the devil. Because if you pop a Viagra pill, whoever's in the vicinity to you is you gonna start fucking on them.
You automatically have intercourse with.
You're gonna have all different is all the levels to it because you start out getting your dick sucked. You know, you stand up, you start hitting it with the leg up. You know, you bend them over, and then they start getting your head in the bed. You know, you get on top. There's a whole. It's a good minute of sequences that you're watching, nigga. Now
this nigga.
Now,
Bro,
so
this is wild.
So okay, now we're in the studio one night. Right? It's me, the homie.
Wait, no, hold on. No. I'm not letting you do that. Tell them what happened, Dre.
Oh, I'm setting it up.
No,
I'm giving them the backstory.
You're going way too, because you ain't even giving me all that backstory.
Oh, I'm just giving the backstory. We in the studio, and it's me, my wife, my sister, her dude, a random dude, and this other cat we know. I forgot who it was. I go outside for a second, and I go in my head. That's when the term we go when we leave the computer. I come back to my wife hysterically laughing like she's crying. My nigga. Laughing from the depths of her soul for what she just witnessed. My sister's over here throwing up. Apparently, she had just witnessed her nigga getting fucked with his leg up by another nigga who had popped a Viagra on near him. Now, you can't accidentally pop a Viagra. You have to go into a menu, click it, and drag it over to use this shit. Tried to say it was an accident. This ain't possible, my nigga. It's not. It's not possible. That pill looks like a Viagra pill. It don't look like any. It's not a blank slate that you fucked up. No. So, the nigga, oh, Mama Rose, this is all about a video game. This ain't got nothing to do with real life people using Viagra, Mama Rose. My dad used Viagra. I know people who use Viagra for a reason. Now, this is a game we're talking about.
Yeah, he wild right now.
This is not reality. So, the homie went and killed the...
Hey, man, get it out, man. You want me to tell him?
The nigga offed himself after he aired the nigga out.
So
what's your? I know you had a question. Now
yeah,
that we did that. What's the question?
Yeah, I had a question. I damn sure. I damn sure had a question. First off, I have a statement that leads into my question. All of y'all in that game are nuts. Okay, loco. All of y'all. Hey, and I'm asking myself, because look, fam, I know some normal dudes that play that shit.
Me,
right?
I'm a normal nigga.
I get that though. But hold on, look.
Right.
I know some really normal dudes that play that game, or games like that. And I'm like, man, now that I know what y'all really be doing in there, fam, I'm gonna sound corny when I say this.
Oh. How many what?
That game, how many serial killers come out of that game?
I don't know.
There's...
Because some people get really, get in relationships and get really attached.
Yeah.
I've explained
You've had that issue.
Yeah. So it's...
Because, man, look.
Bro.
You're in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You all can talk and hear each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I stopped playing games a long time ago, but that is a dope thing. Like, I remember being a kid playing games. Like, I'd be tight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you could do this. So that's hard.
Right.
So now let's say you got a sexy little character that you make in the game, right? That's what a girl's going to pick, right? She ain't going to pick no ugly looking character.
Mm-hmm. Well, every girl in the game.
And it's going to be a
thick.
Right. Well,
you've seen them.
Yeah, well, I don't want to sound nuts because we're talking about a game.
It's a game, but every
let me
say this.
Right.
So every woman in the game, they're like is game standards, this is bad bitches. Like they thick, got hella cake on everything. Like it's in the game.
It's all the stereotypical chicks in the game. Well, no, stop. What I'm saying.
Some chicks really look like this in real life.
Hold on. This is my point. So now Here you are.
In here bad.
This is why I'm saying this shit might be a little dangerous, fam. Because I'm not talking about the people that can turn the game off, who go upstairs to their chick and go on and live their life, go to the bar, meet somebody, so not be socially awkward. I'm talking about the dudes that, fam, you got to understand that we already knew that there was a certain percentage of people that are in that techie space that naturally are socially awkward because they don't develop social skills at the rapid rate that everyone else does, because while we're out socializing, they'd rather be coding or doing something like that. It's a stereotype, but there's some truth in it, right? Now, my mom, my sister, and then I hate the show, but I've always been around people that love Law and Order. So everybody's seen Law and Order. It's one of the longest tenured shows, right? Who's always the typecast for the serial killer, the dude that's on some extra weird, sneaky shit? Like, now peep this.
Computer dyke dude.
So when you get that dude, right? I ain't talking about a nigga like, see, that's why I know we talking about, I know you run the game up, but you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. And now with the features of technology, like, I'm looking at the characters, like, okay, right? You're talking to them. No, you're on the phone. So you hear.
I'll give you a picture right now of example. Like,
so you hear. Yeah, let them see what I'm talking about. So you hear this, right? I would love to talk to a psychologist about this. Like, you hear this young lady's voice, right? You hear the girl's voice. You're talking to her. You're interacting, right? With shorty with the pink hair, right? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your thing. Y'all talking. So I could imagine y'all having real conversations. Yeah, but she got some little ass shorts on, right? They make them all sad. So this is funny to us, right? But fam, I got to think that there's a percentage of people playing this game that it's only a matter of time before they go from talking on their headphones with shorty, playing the game, to, small talk. Oh, yeah, I work over there. You know what I mean? You know how people give up info. Oh, where are you from? You can't date me in the game and not tell me where you're really from. Hey, man, beware. All I'm saying is, because it also shocks me how many ladies are in there. So you ain't ever thought about that, huh?
I've seen, like, a lot of these chicks live stream. A lot of chicks who are girls are really girls. All right, so look, we'll go into.
No, you just shut that down, huh? Like, get that out of here, nigga.
Don't do me.
No, I ain't even playing. I'm just saying, hey, man, I don't know, fam.
Right, look, so
you hadn't said that first.
So this is my shorty in the game. This is me and her.
This shit crazy to me. Look how dope them cars is, though.
That's like a graphics mod.
When I used to play, like,
that good, like, naturally, I have shit added to it. But like, look, this is like, capable, short ass, shorts.
Like, I wonder what what's the psychological breakdown of 2 minutes of us right now looking at her and me and saying she got ass. She's a character.
Well, look at this. Look, these are like.
Hey, man, don't show. We don't know if they want to.
I'm trying to show.
I'm saying, bro, you gotta give people permission for that. Like,
What I'm looking for.
I don't care what you're looking for. I'm just saying.
This Twitter. No, because these are in-game photos. This is what I'm looking for. This I can show. These are all in-game photos.
No, I'm talking about the others.
I just clicked on the thing. So these are like all in-game photos. Like.
So that's a female character. Makes her character. That's what I'm saying. Back to my point, though, so that we can get on with our damn show, nigga. This is not definitely what our show is about. I'm just saying that, like, I think that has to be. I've heard you say it. You've been like, yo, bro, I'm about to dead this game, man. Shorty in here getting a little too comfortable, like, or a little too serious. Like, it's a game, man. Relax. Like, you've had women cry on this game over things you've said or done, maybe. Like, to me, I just feel like that's why when people be like, the world is crazy, that's what they talk about, nigga. They talking about shit like this. Like, we all do something that makes us interact with folks that if you think about it, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, take the game out of it. We all do something in society, especially at a certain age, right? Like you do something, we do something. Like there might be certain spots you can go to. Like there's certain spots you spun at, and if you really think about it, why are you spinning there? Like you know what I'm saying? Like Dre, what you doing over there? Like nigga, I know it's a gig. Like you chilling. Why you?
When
over
I
there
DJ'd
spinning?
a 5-star in
I'm just
Reno,
saying.
that was like niggas that see me like, what the fuck?
Nah, dog. I don't even mean it like that though. I don't mean it in like a social term. I mean like nigga, you risking your life. Like you're not gonna get what I'm saying, but nigga, there's motherfuckers risking their life playing this game. That's all I'm saying, and I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. This shit right here will make me, cause I will get too lustful of material things. That's why I can't. Fam, bro, I can't do this, nigga. I can't do. I don't want to play with it, man. Yeah, bro, I can't. I like material things, nigga. Like I have it. You know, I have a. What? Maybe that's my character. I have a character flaw in that regard. Like, I like nice material things and shit like that. So, I'm just saying. So, I can't. But I'm saying where I'm different is that it's hard for me to like. Nigga, I don't like playing Monopoly, fam. The worst thing I could do is hit. Like my mom used to play this like little video poker game. Well, son, try it. I'm like, bro, where can I get paid? I can't. I don't want to learn how to play that. I can't even. That's not real money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never liked games like that. That's why I think I start veering away from that. Because even if I would get nigga sore loser, what? I'm an athlete. Like, nigga, I would lose in a game and instantly be like, well, nigga, let's go to the court.
I need to redeem that.
Let's go right to the court.
Yeah.
This fake, nigga. I'll bust your ass. Like, you know what I mean? But you know, niggas in the game, that just makes it even more funny.
It does.
Like, this nigga Keem really want to hoop. I'm busting his ass.
And
then I remember learning that, like, busting somebody's ass on the court in the game is damn near just as, you know what I'm saying, to the right crowd. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Niggas like, oh, Keem, but you hoop though, nigga. Whatever. Come get it on these sticks, nigga. Like, right. Yeah, no, y'all can have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can have it. That's just something I never got good at. Like, I didn't suck at video games when I was a kid, but then I think probably like after like the first couple of Maddens, nigga.
Okay, I got a question because this happens in this 5M world. So say we become popping, famous, right? Podcast popping. I'm famous for rapping. We're doing all the things. We start this little company, manage motherfucking shit like that, right? What if somebody wanted to build one of these cities around us?
What you mean, like a make-believe city?
The city you see. What if they wanted to
So
build
is that what they do? They build it around certain things and things like that?
It just depends. There's a whole New York City that has Queens, Harlem, everything in it. I'm going to fly into it and show it to you one day. Like, it's hard, nigga.
That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, and it's got boroughs.
It's no different. And it's got
boroughs.
What's the shooting game that when you playing? It ain't
Call
no
of Duty.
That, really. Like,
when I show it to you, I could probably when I show you certain things, you're gonna be like, nigga, go here, and it'll probably be somewhere you live.
So they done it like at the map. They mapped it in a way. I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying.
Nigga, we'll go to part of Brooklyn, you'll be like, nigga, I lived right here, nigga. That's my like, nigga, it'd be like that.
Oh, so you're saying. Hey, that makes sense because if with Google Maps and things like that, like you could make a city, replicate it, you know what I'm saying, off of a city, and then do it literally street by street, block by block.
Fucking, we ain't in no rush. I ain't trying to rush the show tonight. Let's show them.
That'd be tight.
I'll show you in New York City.
My mama like that.
It's dope, bro. Like they really mapped it out. Dope.
Oh yeah, that definitely looks like New York. That's crazy.
This is not New York.
This right here?
This one right here.
That's what I'm talking about. This court?
This is
I was about to say, nigga, LA don't got courts like that, nigga. Damn. That sucks. Nigga. Yeah, that definitely does. Hey, you know what's crazy too? Hey, bro, you know what's crazy though? Hey, you know what's crazy? This should remind me of some shit that me and my mother was looking at. Like, my mom, I was showing her Google Maps one day. And, like, I had her, me and my mom was all through our high school. We was looking all through shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
This is just Yonkers, though.
Mm-hmm. Like, I seen it on the thing.
To find you the biggest one, like the one that's the home map.
Trapping from D.C. to New York.
Here we go.
What's that?
It's that real white. It's YBN niggas too. It's like the actual YBN rappers. This is their shit.
Well, they ain't even a group no more, really. So it's only like one of them now. Did you say T Grizzly had something like this too? Yeah, but we can't show this. We can't show that. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Shout out to whoever that was.
This is the one I want to show you, but I can't. The YBN I can show you because that shit's all fucking famous ass people. Damn, it's deep in that motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Them servers cost money to get into though. You pay like fucking like $100 a month to get in them motherfuckers, bro.
That's crazy, man. Hey, man, to each his own, though. Yeah, shout out to that. I just thought it was crazy because when I walked in here, you was telling the story about, you know what I'm saying? When you told me the story, it was crazy. Like, that's a glitch, in my opinion. They need to get that glitch taken care of, that if you pop the blue pill, you don't just start having sex with whoever's next to you. You know what I mean? That promotes some wild stuff. That's all I'm saying. But
like I said, in the game, I told you earlier in the game, if you do that to a non-consenting like woman and you're a dude, right, you go to jail for life.
Well,
Your
no, I didn't
character's
mean it
over
that
with.
way. Yeah, I get that. That's criminal. I was talking about more so like what happened. Nigga,
Yeah,
like
that's just wild.
some wild shit, man.
I have to kill you too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, educational purposes. All right. Shout out to the boy Journal Lucas, man. And I'm gonna tell you why. And it could be my birth blood biased. He's from Boston. Shout out to my boy Ill Will. I got a homeboy from Boston. It's my guy. But I remember hearing about Journal Lucas earlier and was like, it was just something that threw me off about him.
Right.
I'm not gonna hold you. You know what it is though? It could be. I don't want to say it. I'm gonna sound like a hater.
He's from Boston.
It could have just been that. And I think I seen that nigga like talking crazy like about how dope, like about how special Tom Brady was or something. Get out of here, nigga. Which is true though. Like Tom Brady is the GOAT. Nigga, I went to see him play in Florida just because I had a chance to. But I don't want to hear a Boston nigga talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like it. So I would hear it, but then I heard him rap and I was like, oh son, he can rap.
Yeah,
right.
No, Jordan Lucas can rap.
And he makes good songs.
Mm-hmm.
I heard him come out with something not too long ago, and it was kind of up tempo. It was a club joint, and I remember being shocked, like, oh, I didn't think he had that in his bag. You know what I mean? Because he's normally doing some like introspective, thoughtful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that I'm not a racist joint.
Right.
Have you seen that Will Smith video?
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard. Then when I seen that, I was like, man, I think I was talking to my sister. I was like, hey, yo, he kind of like reminded me of like back. Remember, I was telling my sister, I was like, man, remember when like we were younger and like all rappers didn't look alike and dress alike and talk alike and do the same thing. So like it was really eclectic. Mm-hmm. Remember back when TLC was popping and you like it used to be a time where girls had about 4 to 5, 6 acts at all times. It was always several different type of like rappers. I remember that. I remember like everybody didn't rap like Hove, Tupac and Biggie and Nas.
You had Outkast, Biggie,
you know what I'm
Nas,
saying? Like
Hove, fucking the Dog Pound,
the Fugees,
Fugees,
and Outkast came out the same day as Reasonable Doubt. Mm-hmm. That shows you everything you need to know right there about the landscape of hip hop.
Everything,
and they all were successful.
Yep.
And guess what? We got all of them. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? So now, like, it was a time briefly that I thought when I first started peeping, I was like, oh, okay, it's starting to kind of go back to a space where it's really eclectic. Mm-hmm. Then it's just like they all kind of got bunched up again. You know what I mean? I say that to say is I don't want to start this conversation as some fake Joyner Lucas fan.
Yep.
like my respect for this cat has been growing organically through time.
Mm-hmm.
Now you already know we're all about the creators over the corporations, right?
Yeah.
Fam. Did you see all of his rant? Let me ask you a couple things. Did you see his rant? You say yes. It was a link I should have sent you, but I just was on YouTube and I have the Clubhouse app and I got invited to it early.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first got on there, it kind of would give me anxiety, fam. I'm not gonna hold you.
All them people. Yeah.
It was just too much, like, you know what I mean. And I'm not famous, so it's like niggas ain't bringing me up, like. So I'm just listening to a lot of shit, and you know me. It's hard for me to just be in a situation where I'm listening to a whole conversation and I can't say nothing, but I'm in the conversation, like, yeah. So I kind of stopped fucking with it a little bit, but I listened to the call where two calls where Journal Lucas calls in when Karen Civil went into the I'm forgetting the name of the room. Is it Sleepless in Los Angeles, or is it it's some Compton? Shout out to LA, shit, right? Some Compton niggas got some shit, but they got a pop. Whack 100 being there all the time, right, and Big U's niece through the page. And shit, nigga, I didn't know who she was. Shout out to her because I learned a lot about her on this call too.
Right.
She's a young female boss in this shit, right? It was some things being said. She kind of like that first. I thought she may like have some biases or like some underlying like drama with Karen Civil. But the more I hear her and I'm hearing her bring out the conversation, it's like nah, she's just kind of like Big U's niece, nigga. Like she kind of like how Big U is. Probably just like a no nonsense motherfucker. Like, and a spade is a spade. Right. So it comes out, Karen Civil's being attacked. On one hand, this chick that said, "Oh, you stole my podcast idea." Okay, you can't prove that, right? You know what I'm saying? So they going about that. I'm just listening to it. Then it turns into something else because the fans is like, "Oh, what about the money you did Meek Mill dirty?" Well, Meek ain't really like aired those grievances. So like, oh, he said you was foul. Cameron said she was foul. Shout out to all my sisters, but black women in hip hop in the culture attacked Cameron and said he don't respect and he don't like black women is what they said to Cameron.
Right.
When Cameron tried to let the world know like, yo, this sister is foul.
Yeah, that nigga had to pay one of his artists out of his own pocket over
yeah, right.
Because the money she lost giving it to her.
Allegedly, right? Yeah. That was the word. Then Joyner Lucas, you know what I'm saying? He comes. Now you gotta understand Meek Mill, Cameron, and then you have Joyner Lucas. Mm-hmm. Joyner Lucas isn't as big as a star as those two other guys. He can rap with them, but he's not as big of a star. And what he said, hey, look, I don't have no disdain for Karen Civil. I think that Karen Civil is absolutely brilliant. And I think that what she does is what you need a person to do. But what I want to talk about and what we're going to get into is the old mode versus the new mode. Mm-hmm. And I think that we kind of got to draw that distinction because some of these cats, they come in the game and they're taught the game. They're taught the old way of doing things. So as they ascend from that and they get into their bag and they're now they become bosses, hey, they might have a couple contracts out there that's kind of fucked up. But as an artist, you're looking at it like, oh, she's black. Oh, Puff is, Puff, you from Harlem, you a black dude. Like, you supposed to hold me down. Like, well, Puff nigga learned how to do his shit from who? You know what I'm saying? And then learned how to, exactly. So he learned how to do standard industry contracts. Mm-hmm. That's what he gave people. Now, don't get it fucked up. You're not going to compare Puff or Baby or one of these other niggas or Dame and them to somebody, Suge included, to somebody that's not in the culture that would never, ever give you that love. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to Jimmy Iovine and be like, yo, I fucked up the bag and I got to pay my mortgage or else, nigga, 5 people going to be homeless out of their house.
Right.
You can do that with Suge. You can do that with Puff. You can do that with Dame. Because they be more understanding of that and be like, yo, and they just going to get on you like, yo, all right, well.
Get your shit together.
Get your shit together, right?
Do this again.
So there's differences there. And I think that Puff said it first. He said, yo, when he launched said about his new venture, he's like, yo, I'm not signing no one ever again. Only 50-50 venture ships moving out. Now, you can argue, like, well, nigga, you up now.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I know Puff has a reputation.
He's up, but he could also keep getting up off you if he wanted to.
Right. And that needs to be stated,
he
right?
He can be greedy as fuck and just keep
So that's where I wanted to go with this. Okay, like Karen Civil has allegedly done some foul things to a couple of people.
Right.
But there's a whole lot of people
that she probably did
that swear by her and was like, yo, I'm not popping if I'm not her.
All right.
Now, a lot of people in the Crenshaw district, the LA area, they was pressing her because they felt like she took credit or allowed herself to be given credit for a lot of what Nipsey Hussle created on himself and accomplished. Whack 100 vouched for her and was just like, nah, man, she's always said, this is when I came around. So it's a little hearsay, yang and yang with that. I wasn't worried about that. Where it got popping, I think my boy Ness Bug in here. Can you see the where our comment section at? I think he said he popped up. I don't see him. All right, but anyways, like when Joyner came in, bro, he just captivated the room, fam.
Right.
Because he came in, he finally got in the room, and they was being messy. So they was like, oh, yo, Joyner's in here. They're just send them up. So if you're not familiar with the way the app works, like there's an audience and then there's a stage. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And so they brung him up to the stage. So now he's up there basically with Karen Civil, a woman that he said that after his investor let him know that after spending nearly $600K on him, he wasn't spending any more money. This the last bit of this $60,000 is it. Mm-hmm. What you want to do with it? You want to put out an album or do a mixtape? What you want to do? We already got a couple. You spend $600K. You already built a relationship at a radio station or two. Yep. So he was like, yo, we can get the mixtape, throw it to the radio, do that thing. And he was just like, yo, that's what we've been doing. Like, I got to do something different. And he said he was inspired by seeing her with Nip. And he knew Nip. He had a relationship with Nip. And Nip vouched for her. Like, yo, no, she's legit. Right. She's the shit. Right? So it's like, man, you know what? This is what I'm rocking with. I seen what she did. I seen what he was doing in underground. I'm doing a little something underground, but I seen how the shit turned over when she got into play. I seen him getting certain doors that he wasn't in, get certain looks. Puma, you know what I'm saying. Right. Next thing you know, you land a Rock Nation deal. Yep. Like, yo, I hope this makes sense. He liked the West Coast you know what I'm saying. Boom, she was able to do that. Okay. Karen Civil allegedly, after meeting with this cat, he reached out, boom, boom, I want you to do this for me. I see what you did with so-and-so. I just want it to be all love. He admits this. First mistake he said was, I shouldn't have gave her the full payment. I was just so on edge, got a kid coming, right? Let's make this happen. And in truthful, he probably was thinking about Nipsey. Right. I'm thinking about what Nipsey was on. Like, I'm trying to get on. Like, nigga, yeah. Right? Because this is 2015, I believe this happened. It's like, yeah, man, I'm trying to get right. Boom. Shoot to the 60K. The 60K was supposed to include not radio placement, but just marketing, interviews in terms of like placement interviews. Like, if you can get me on a Tonight Show, do a favor. If you can get me, you know what I'm saying, on 106, what's not 106 Park, I don't sound old as shit. What's that shit called? Niggas watch Breakfast Club, right? If you can get me sit down with the pull up nigga with Joe Button or something. Sway, right?
Big Boy.
Any of these cats. And it was also to basically like, you know, like, I'm gonna shop you to some labels. Right. I'm gonna shop you around to some, you know, some top tier art. Like, you know, she bumped shoulders with Beyonce and Hove. So he got gassed. Now, what Karen Civil says, this is where it got interesting. He pulls in on the conversation. Karen Civil's explaining herself of a million things. Now, if you ever want to like get a crash course or a master class in dealing with crises, that's why Karen Civil is the Olivia Pope of hip hop. Right. She showed the shit, nigga, right there on the hot seat. I'm listening to this shit like, yo, they got her. Damn, this is, ooh. Man, she in there like fucking Floyd in a corner, nigga, in her prime, slipping punches, jabs, like, nigga, take that. The way she was explaining shit, like, I came out thinking, like, she's either telling the truth or she is the coldest.
She been waiting for him a long
ever.
time and fucking had that planned, or she's telling the truth.
Dog. So this is where it gets crazy, though, because she's doing all this without Joyner on the phone. Now Joyner gets on the joint. And, you know, he said what I like about the nigga also, I have to give it to him, is he's respectful. Mm. You could tell he was mad. He said, he was like, look, man, I gave you $60K after my investor in the meeting said, hey, this is the last hurrah. We 600,000 in the hole.
With nothing.
Would not die.
For it.
Would not die. All you got to show for it is this cute little girlfriend you met on the road and put a baby in, and now the baby's due. Yeah. So that's just more bills, right? He said, I was desperate, and I told her this. And he said, I need this. And she said, okay, you know, it takes time. We're going to do whatever we can. We're going to get the ball rolling. He shot her to 60. After she got the payment and the wire goes through, he said, man.
Vacation.
Now, he said, like, he calls her several times.
Said,
don't really get through.
Vacation.
Doesn't really get through her. Then, you know, keeps pressing her another time. She's on vacation. She was on vacation. She was like, yo, I'm on vacation. I'll hit you when I get back. Like, what don't you understand, right? Now, his manager is now no longer his manager, the manager that was at the time. And where it gets sticky is it looks like there was a play involved. It looks like the manager was in on it. Like the manager might have got a little piece of something. Like, we're going to take this 60 that the investor gave. But that's what she was trying to insinuate. Joyner killed that when he was just like, no, nigga, I didn't have no manager. Nigga, I just had this investor. Right? So it was a little back and forth, and then finally he just kind of snapped, and he's like, look, you know what, man? I'm not trying to yell at you or disrespect you, but I'm if you hear it and it sounds like I'm yelling at you, it's because, nigga, this happens in 2015, and I feel like you left me for dead, nigga. You didn't think I was gonna get popping. He had the video in the song. I am not a racist already, and she shitted on it like, you can rap, yo. What you doing? Like, don't nobody want to hear no song about racism, nigga. Like, so he already kind of got a vibe when she had left the studio one time, like, oh, nigga, she don't even really fuck with this. Right? She don't even believe in this, nigga. What do you mean? So, but it was like, okay, she's professional. She's Karen Civil. She's still going to put me in the right place. He said, man, she curved him, right? And then he said then it became like, nigga, you got an attitude when you answer the phone. Like, nigga, what? Why you keep calling me, nigga? Like, so now Karen Civil, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the conversation. Like, he goes off on her. She went back a little bit and was like, but what she was saying kind of made sense, fam, because she was just like, look, 60,000 was a lot to you then. She was like, but nigga, 60,000 ain't shit in this game. That's some chump change. Nigga, how much traction do you think I was going to be able to get you for 60,000?
That bitch ain't shit.
That what she's saying is facts.
Well,
and it's
true,
the problem, though. Nigga, don't point out Karen Civil if that's the standard practice for women and men in her position in the industry, and you're cool with it if they're European.
Right.
You're cool with it if they're from fucking Asia. You're cool with it if they're anybody else other than a black girl from New York City, nigga, that's from this very culture, that went to school, became a marketer, marketed her whole brand as like the Olivia Pope of hip hop. And there's been times that people have gotten, yo, I can't let these pictures get out. My career will be over. Right? Yo, I just need this. She's been that chick. So I don't know who's right or wrong. I learned a lot from the situation, though, because hearing her explain and break down, nigga, where that 60,000 went, to me, it was a done deal. Like, oh, nigga, that's where your 60K went. Where he's upset is that, like, nigga, yo, what do you mean I get an invoice and it's talking about DJs and radio and placement? I didn't need all that. I didn't hire you for that. I was already getting that.
Right.
So that's why on the internet, yeah, it looked like, yo, she did Joyner mad dirty, and now he's getting his day. Because one thing he said that let me know he at least feels the way he feels legitimately. He's like, yo, I didn't know the game. I told you that. I wanted you to teach me the game and manage me and take me under your arm. And like, and I'm like, dog, that's where he came off as a little naive. And he said it. Yo, I'm coming out of here from small town in Boston, nigga. Like, I don't know none of this shit. All I know is I can rap. I got somebody that heard me spit, believed in me. He caked up. We 600,000 in the hole. I don't have a single nothing to show for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get what he's saying. Like, I get it. He was talking on some love, genuine shit. And he learned that valuable lesson that we have to learn, Dre, that everybody with your skin folk ain't your kinfolk. And it hurts. But you have to learn that, especially what black Americans have been through in this country. But when you learn that lesson, she's Haitian, American. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's something he should have thought of. Like, hey, well, shit, she's really not even part of my tribe, so I can't give her just a skin color thing, right?
We've had that conversation about people that don't come from the African American or the native tribe of Africans in America, and we expect, well, not all of us, me and you know this, but a lot of on both sides, a lot of us expect to understand the struggle or think our struggle is greater than the other.
Right.
Our struggle is greater than Africans and Haitians here. Absolutely. Your struggle, Africans and Haitians struggle is harder in their country than us there. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. Like I said, some people ain't gonna get with that. Some people ain't gonna get with, like, you're Haitian. Your struggles here aren't the same as my struggles have been here. Right. Jordan Lucas is also a light skin in Boston. Yeah. Which means he was catching it from both sides.
Facts.
Period.
Facts.
He was a nigger to some.
Right.
And to the others, he was
a white boy.
Yeah, he's a white boy.
Right.
He's a cracker.
Yeah, get your little cracker ass out of here.
There you go.
Say stuff
right,
like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And you know what, fam? The thing that's crazy too is that when you hear him tell a story, it's believable. And a lot of people are gonna be quick to, oh, he was naive. And I'm like, you can say that, but I don't think
somebody
it was
having their fucking back against the wall and feeling like that was their best
fucking
option for that 60 grand.
At best, son might have been a little desperate. Right, he might have been a little bit more desperate than like his normal self.
Right,
and he took accountability for all that while he like approached her, or or at least addressed her. And again, the things she said, if it's not your $60K, it makes sense. You'd be like, damn, like I feel you. Like, was she making sense? But I feel what Joyner is saying. And like the thing is now, it's like, yeah, nigga, 60K can't make or break him now.
Nope.
He's a multimillionaire.
It could have been though.
But
that could have been the end of him.
It broke him. That was it.
That was it. Had it not, something else didn't happen.
He said, son, I got a baby coming anytime. And he's like, man, he told her, I've been waiting since 2015. The best thing that Jordan Lucas did, and I want every young MC or artist that can hear my voice, man, to pay attention to this part, is fam, he kept his mouth shut.
Yeah, he could have been.
He didn't say shit until he got on.
Yep.
It wouldn't have mattered. Like he said. Yeah. Like he said, I could have blew her up, tagged her in a whole bunch of bullshit. And maybe the shade room or somebody would have picked it up and it would have been gone and that would have been it.
But if it didn't,
but he was just like, and he said, nigga, he wouldn't have been able to get a deal.
Right.
Yeah, Karen Silver would have shut the door, nigga, on everything you was doing.
Would have blackballed the shit out of him.
You would have been dead to water out here, nigga.
That Will Smith song, all that shit.
All that shit for though. That little moment you had with Tory Lanez and the little Eminem feature. Nah, man. Feature, and it's the thing, though. When he was getting at Karen, Eminem had already showed love. Right. Eminem was already becoming a fan of his. And he said that, like, so he was like, nigga, I know I'm about to be on, nigga.
Right.
Like, I'm doing something right. And the very song that you're telling me is garbage and like, nigga, what are you doing? It's the shit that Eminem seen and was like, yo, you dope. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's Joyner Lucas representing for Meek Mill and Cameron. Because Cameron tried to tell y'all before, y'all curved Cameron, said that he ain't love black women.
Recently, he's like, I tried to tell y'all about her before, but motherfuckers wanted to say I was the issue.
They said, oh, and Cameron just don't like black women.
Yeah.
He don't respect black women. Like, all right, yeah, okay, nigga.
Like
you have to trust all black. Nigga, hey, fuck.
No, I don't.
Out of here,
I don't
man.
gotta. That's like saying I gotta trust all black men.
You don't have to trust all of nobody.
Right.
Nigga, I don't trust all kids. Nigga, there's a kid out there that will try to kill you, lie to you, rob you, all that shit. I'm just saying, fam. Like, so Karen Civil, we're not picking on her. Joyner Lucas, and this is why I said about the old model, is somewhat turning into a hero, right? Because he's going against the establishment. Nothing no different. I'm a Joe Budden fan. Joe did that his whole career, right? Hov did it in his own way. People do it. Eminem, all right, whatever. That brings us to Steve Stout. Steve Stout I'm a fan of Steve Stout's, fam. Mm-hmm. If Steve Stout is talking this music shit or this business shit, Akeem is sold. I'm going to listen to him, right, fam, and take notes. Shout out to Steve Stout. Joyner Lucas built and owns an app called Tully. You ever heard of this app? Tully was a studio in your pocket. Okay. Have you heard that term before? Yep. You have heard that term, but you haven't heard that term associated with Tully, even though Joyner Lucas coined the phrase with, United Masters. It was with United Masters. Now, we've bigged up United Masters on this platform. Yep. What Joyner Lucas is accusing them of is taking a meeting, being overwhelmed at how this young black kid
came up with that
and his business partner built, because he said before, rap shit is dope. I'm nice at rapping, but I'm really a tech nerd. I just didn't have the resources to go to the best schools and do all those things. But he knows tech. Right. He can build tech. Right. This nigga's a fucking
coder, all that shit.
Mark Zuckerberg over there. Mm-hmm. So he over there, Bill Gates, and we over here talking about his raps. Son built Tully, the app. Okay, he created it. It connects artists with lawyers, producers, engineers, gives artists automatic split sheets, allows for an artist to fire and re-retain a lawyer or engineer and keep all the data. Mm-hmm. So now if you fire this entertainment lawyer because he's a fuckhead, excuse my language,
you have the data and everything.
He can't leave with your data. Yeah. He can't run off with your contract offers and all that shit. Nah, nigga, that's all stays right here on my platform. Yeah. That's ingenious. And just from reading that part, I thought to myself, oh, God, please protect this kid, Joyner Lucas. Mm-hmm. Please protect this kid, Joyner Lucas. Okay? It creates automatic split sheets.
Yeah. You don't know exactly what
nigga, you don't gotta have the balls to ask for your split.
Nope.
Hey, yo, here you go.
This is what I'm gonna
This is what I'm owed, this is what you owe. Right? This is what you get, this is what I get, this is what he get. Yeah. Ain't no negotiating. This is what it is. We've already negotiated. All right, so now the thing about the music industry is when you're trying to, like, after you sign your deal and you get screwed over for that first deal and you come out of it alive and still hot, your next thing is, okay, I've learned the game. Let me strike a good business situation for myself. The number one way that an entertainer is able to do that is a lot like how athletes are able to do that. The thing is, the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys can't hide. They couldn't hide Dak Prescott's numbers. Right. They couldn't hide his info. But hey, man, you got artists out there. You sold 5 million records. Who did I sell them to? Right. Where'd they sell?
Where'd they go?
What age group?
What region?
What demographic?
Yeah.
What nationality? Yeah. Male or female? Right?
I need to know my analytics.
I need to know all that. Let me know all that. Why won't you let me know all that? Hey, what are the overseas numbers?
Right. I need to know all analytics.
Right? Because I might be a gold selling artist here, but I might be platinum over the water.
You remember Craig David, right?
I know Craig David. Craig David was platinum over there before he even came over here.
Do you know how many times gold and platinum he was in how many different countries?
Nigga, he was Michael Jackson type shit.
230 times gold or platinum.
But you know why, though?
Not here.
No. But you know why? Do you know why, though?
Why?
Because he's Luka Doncic.
Yep, there you go.
He's Manu Ginobili and those
Yep.
guys that come over to America
Yep.
with no pressure. Like, who is this nigga? That nigga got a funny accent.
Right.
You know how arrogant Americans is. Who's this nigga? Right? Oh, he cool. Common got on a little remix. Oh, he cool. Right? We give him a little play. A little skating ring song or something.
Yep.
That was it. Niggas is walking around thinking Craig David is washed somewhere right now.
Shit.
Fam.
Craig Davis somewhere with a whole lot of money.
Up, dog.
You're talking about 230 something.
Craig David came over to America.
He's got a wall from that.
Fam, I know.
To
I know.
here,
I know.
Nigga, I guarantee you.
Craig David came over to America to solidify like the Western world. Like, okay, look, I'm hot in Africa. I'm hot in Asia. I'm that dude all through Europe. It's like South America, I'm that dude.
Now let me go to
America and at least go platinum.
Let me go to America and go get on TRL and shit and go number one
and solidify it. Yeah. Like, let me just go ahead and bring it all. It's like unifying the belts. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly what
let me go unify these belts.
Yep.
I'm a boss out here. I'm gonna be in somebody's Rock Hall of Fame, right? I'm good. And that's sometimes the arrogance of the states, but it's also not Americans' fault. It's by design. There's a whole bunch of shit going on the other side of the water that we don't really like catch on to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it ain't for us, Americans is built on like, because everyone wants to come here. So in that regard, like everyone wants to like do business here. Everyone wants to be a star here for some reason, right? But
nigga, Jackie Chan's so much more famous in his native country than he is here. So much more rich, so much more everything. Nigga, Chow Yun Fat.
Yeah, that's facts. I mean, yeah.
No, Chow Yun Fat is one of the wealthiest people in his country.
Right.
Well, top 3.
Right. That's hard to do in America, though. You got to have a different type of money to be the one amongst the wealthiest people.
No, but what I'm
here.
saying is like they're so much more famous in their place, but they are in American movies. That's
right.
What I'm saying.
And that's what takes them over the top.
Yep.
It almost makes them like,
because by the time we got Jackie Chan in America doing English movies,
yeah, I was already a fan. Yeah,
doing movies.
I like
for
young Jackie Chan was a beast.
Yeah, he was doing like, it was like 20-something years already into doing
really?
movies.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It makes sense. He's a young student of Bruce Lee, man.
Yeah.
But Steve Stout allegedly, after his tech team met with Jordan, it sounded like they sunned him. It sounded like they.
That sounds like any other corporation that you get a meeting with that here's an idea that they like that has more capital and backing to get the idea tomorrow.
That all works. And this is why I'm ready to call this young man a genius. This nigga has 2 USA patents.
Oh, yeah, can't do nothing then. He's good.
2 US patents. And that's the thing, though. This is why it's a clusterfuck. He has the 2 patents, right? And you see what you said. Oh, you got those patents. You Gucci. That's what they teach us.
What you supposed to, yeah.
Then why did Steve Stout legally be able to launch his company and say, hey, record label in your pocket, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, it's like 3 other catchphrases that Jordan Lucas created to go along with this Tully app to tell people like, yo, you don't need a label.
Yeah.
There's a label on your cell phone. That's what a label on your phone and a record label in your pocket. Instantly, he said that after the meeting with Steve Stout, the second meeting, because the first meeting was just a tech team, and he said he noticed him and his people are spewing all their information. Oh, we figured out a way to do this, and we figured out a way to make this app automatically automate spreadsheets, and which is a hassle in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, we taking all that extra accounting and all that shit out of it. What accountant? You don't need no fucking accountant. The phone's doing it.
Right.
The accountant's in the phone. It's in the app, built in. And what he sought with United Masters is, hey, here's a dude that every time I turn around, he's going in. And I prefaced this by saying how I felt about Steve Stout, because I'm a fan of that too. Man, this boy talked that shit, man. If you get Steve Stout with some wine, a couple cigars, and start talking this industry, bro, he's a fucking genius.
Right.
He should have a podcast. He probably does by now. And he draws you in. So Joyner is like, yo, that's who we need to fuck with. He just he ran all this shit. and he just left the labels, like, and he's doing his own thing, right? But what he's allegedly exposing is that United Masters ain't nothing but a souped up, what do you call it? Distribution center, distribution company. That's what he's saying. You said what? Oh, yeah, you good. But anyways, yeah, he was saying like so. United Masters to him is coming off like just basically like a distribution company in disguise, and he's saying that nigga they ain't no different than any other company because he said they don't have tech. Excuse me. Allegedly, he's saying they don't have tech. They market you off in tiers, right? You're paying them a certain amount a month. They're gonna push your shit allegedly, but nigga, they're not doing what he's alleging is that it's not worth no bang for your buck, and that what drew them to him is when him and his guys got in there. They not backed by no major company. They're not backed by nothing big and crazy. So to them, it looks like, yeah, man, we just, you know what I'm saying? These are some little dudes. We sunning them. You know what I'm saying? We gonna sun the little guys. What Joyner is claiming is that in the process of all that, they reviewed all the tech. Like he's, eager to try to like do work with them. He's showing them all his tech. Like we can do this. We have this built. We have this patented. And I think he's saying that Steve Stout realized that and was like, yo, if this is the move, like where are we all going to be? What Joyner is saying is he wanted to rock with Steve because he's like, you got distribution. The one thing I don't have. So if we join together and like do some kind of partnership with these apps, basically what he was saying, it was like, yo, nigga, we don't. Why would anybody have to sign with a label?
Right.
Fam.
Nigga, you want me to stay awake? I need
Hey,
to get something.
you do whatever the hell you gotta do, bro. This nigga's wild. But anyways, man,
I feel myself about to really.
in terms of
fall
like
asleep.
the thing about United Nations, dog, is it took the game by storm. A lot of people are running over there and jumping on that. Like the idea that you can just literally not deal with a label, not deal with the fuss. You upload your music, and by paying a monthly subscription to a certain degree, you can either keep all your masters or keep 90% of your masters. And it kicks back off of what you sell. Now, allegedly, but if you go on the app, it places you places. So it doesn't just upload on the system. It's actively, supposed to be trying to find you placements, whether on Tidal, all these different places. Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify,
Playlists,
different playlists,
video
movies, video games, So if you have faith in the music, if the music is dope and you feel like, man, my music is gonna catch on, I just need people to hear it. I don't understand why you wouldn't do that. If you're not signed by a label or you're not actively,
or the other one is DistroKid, same shit.
if you're not actively selling, moving numbers and shit like that, I don't see why any artist wouldn't fuck with United Masters based on what it's advertised as being. Now, Joyner Lucas might be the more famous person, but he's also the first person I've heard speak out against United Masters in this way. Steve Stout basically hit him with the cease and desist right after the meeting, letting him know, nigga, you can't, those shit, that fly shit you told me?
That's all mine.
You can't say that shit publicly no more. How cold is the game, my nigga?
It's been like that forever.
And it's been like that. And so I asked myself, and I'm asking you, like, how much is this is learned behavior? And then how much is this is just shiesty industry, grimy shit?
50-50.
Think it's 50-50?
Mm-hmm. Look at it like this. Steve Stout's a black man, supposed to be from the same struggle we are, right? Yeah, no problem doing what these white people do to us all the time when we have some type of idea or something like that, and we present it to them.
Meanwhile, he's marketing against it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was saying. That's what Journal Lucas was calling him out on. As a matter of fact, I think I grabbed some of those.
So it's 50-50 because that's learned behavior. He watched hella corporations do that to everybody. This is what they do. This is
the industry, right?
There you go. And what'd you say? What was the learned behavior? And what was the other part? Just shady shit?
Yeah.
You'd have to be a shady, grimy motherfucker just to go after your own people like that.
And that's the thing. Like, is it one of those things that we feel like he's just going after his people?
I feel like I just feel like he's becoming more and more corporate and seeing the dollar signs attached to his people.
With me, I mean, that could be. With me, it just seems like that you learn the industry. Mm-hmm. You know, these industry types, bro, like their talent becomes their mastery of the industry. That's where Karen Civil was only talented because she's doing what she was taught, and she's using now her like analytical brain to say, hey, you know, that guy would be good over here. This chick would be good for this product, which is not the hardest part. The hardest part is creating the relationships to where your black ass from New York City can call Puma and be like, yo, y'all should fuck with Nip.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Somebody at Puma was like, yo, Karen called.
Well, Jay-Z was there at that point.
Yeah, but
he's a brand ambassador.
Jay-Z don't need Karen to like make those decisions. He already had a relationship. What I'm saying is that Karen definitely, to me, in my opinion, is probably who bridged the gap between Hov and Nip. Because she had a relationship there.
Right.
I misspoke. I didn't mean it like that. But what I'm saying is that, like, Jay could do that, but you need a Karen Civil to weave shit around.
He had a relationship before Karen. Because back when he did the $100 CDs.
That's when he started fucking with Karen.
Oh, was it? Okay. Because Hov bought, what, like 1,000 of them?
Yeah. Either 1,000 or 10,000. But yeah, that was around the time. You know what I'm saying? So, it's...
God, think about how much of a collector's item that album is now.
The actual album?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not the shit we can get on Apple Music. The actual, if you have a pressed copy in the fucking rapper.
I'm gonna tell you something else.
Any one of them.
I'm gonna tell you something else, bro.
$1,000 album too. That only said.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. So a lot of people don't know this. Any marathon item before he died, because they're all barcoded and they're all within a system. Like
they'll know.
Nipsey knows everybody that bought something from him.
Yep.
He got your email, your information, all that. Just like Ryan Leslie did. I think Ryan Leslie is the one that helped him whip that system up, because that's pretty much what Ryan Leslie was doing before anybody else. You know what I'm saying? He dipped, left the game, and direct to consumer is everything. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I had this pulled up. I'm gonna just read some. Just let niggas know what his energy was. I'm tired of niggas playing with me, bro. I raised $10 million for Tully app. And you raised over $100 million for United Masters, and yet I have more technology built than y'all. That's a fact. So how and why is it that you niggas is watching me and sending me letters and shit like that? Shaking my head, lame.
That's recent?
Yeah, this is all this weekend, for the most part. At Meek Mill, talk your shit. It's time to rise against the industry. Karen was my friend and turned on me for opportunity. Started having the blogs posting negative about me on some conspiracy shit. Laugh out loud. I forgive her, but I definitely don't want to deal with her. That was Meek that said that. Joyner reposted it. From all the artists signed up at United Masters, how many actually land a brand partnership or placement? I asked artists to step forward and speak on that and give the truth. You're a distribution company. What other tools does United Masters provide? I'll wait. Asked Steve Stout. I thought we was cool. We had meetings with you. Gave you a demo of our software to build an alliance to help artists. I made mistakes in my career, and I'm trying to pay it forward. And you niggas is doing the same major label shit you preach against.
Damn shame.
This is where he getting in at Karen. He was going in at Karen. I've been waiting like 7 years to do this shit. I kept telling myself, watch when I get on. she fucked up. These days, I'm too rich and well off. My fam is good. Couple mansions paid for and all the dream cars you can think of. Owner of a $30 million company. At App Tully. I kept going, Karen. Yeah, nigga, he was on her helmet the other day, bro.
It should have been.
I ain't never lied about no weird shit. Everything I'm saying is facts.
That. You know why I like this?
Shorty got a lot of relationships with people who try to protect her, but nobody can silence Joyner. Got me all the way fucked up. I'm going to keep exposing niggas until someone shut me up. You fucked up at Karen.
Do you know what I like about Joyner? He's not somebody who's been doing this for hella long and taking credibility away from himself. Like you said, he's waited.
You know, he did this
7
shit.
years.
The way this is the only way he could have did it.
Right.
You can't put marketing maven Karen Civil in a box. That's a Forbes magazine that they did a write up on her. He posted that and said, "Laugh out loud. That box got my $60K in it." He was on her head. Look, court paperwork. Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, Department 71, Karen Civil versus Jesse Wu.
Oh no, Jesse Wu. That's the comedian, the Haitian.
Yeah, that's the Haitian comedian that he posted. And it's all parties contracted out on your behalf to execute were paid from the budget allotted. Execute what? What did you execute?
Mm-hmm.
All work done on his behalf was filed for full transparency. What work was done?
You went on vacation.
What did you do? Yeah, he's like, show me, help me understand. You went on vacation.
I remember that. I saw that tweet and I saw that picture too.
That nigga said a rare photo of Karen Civil laughing at me on vacation with my money. Now, see, this is the thing though. I'm not the most gulliblest of dudes. This could be just a picture that she posted, nigga. Like, I don't like. It's like a regular vacation picture, fucking around. Yeah. But with that caption, I don't know if Joyner is telling if she hit him back like, "Hey, nigga, I got you." I don't think that's the case because he was on the phone with her and like, it was never no like, nigga, you told me, you admitted that you got me. It was never nothing like that. I just think that the nigga just is a clever.
That's a clever.
He's a clever, witty.
I never
lyricist.
thought that she was laughing at him.
Right.
No, that's just a clever post that he found. Like, oh, okay, but I could do something with that.
Hey, fam. Why does it say we the best right here?
On her hat too.
Something to just take note.
Something to think about.
Just thought that shit was weird. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, no, I just wanted to give niggas a little energy. That was the energy. That was the energy, man. Shout out to Joyner Lucas, bro. A lot of people, they jump off the shit, man, and they
jump off the porch and don't articulate.
Yeah, man.
Don't know what they're trying to say. None of that. Yeah,
he's not a.
He jumped off the porch at the right time and did what he did.
And fam, he moves respectfully. Like, from what I've seen in this instance, dog. Even with Karen on the phone, like, she said, and he admitted, she's like, man, I've been tried to have a conversation with you about this shit. She said, because when I first heard you do this shit, she said, before this, I called your manager and was like, yo, what's up with your man's? Like, don't he know? Like, this is what this is. Like, nigga, I'm doing this, and this. And he's like, your manager knew what it was and was just like, yeah, he's emotional. He's not going to tweet anymore. And she said, you didn't. But I said, fuck all that. One thing about Karen is a New Yorker. Mm-hmm. She's confrontational, nigga, and you're not going to make her sweat, nigga. You're not going to just intimidate her. And that's exactly what it is. Like, so she was just like, nah, dead that. Call her. Like, call him. You know what I mean? Like, let's get on the phone so I can explain to him. So let me just get on the phone. So that was what was making me think, like, fam, I don't know. And then, nigga, Wack was kind of like, not that Wack is the end-all, be-all, but Wack really was like, as a manager, nigga, like he said, I forgot the number, but he was just like, nigga, I control like $90 million. Like, in terms of like I manage like $90 million. And he was saying something that said like, yo, what he pointed out a number of things that Joyner's side did wrong. Mm-hmm. And once he pointed them out, they seemed like little things, but it was just like, damn, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing you got to give it up to Wack, because it's like, whether you like his personality, like the fact that he always talking about gang culture, He's a successful manager.
Successful businessman and manager, yeah.
He's a multimillionaire. He does $1 million deals all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so it was to him like a no-brainer. Like, it almost seemed like he's the one that convinced Karen to go in the room. Like, Karen, go in the room. All you got to do is explain what the fuck what happened. Because they don't understand that. You could tell that the larger audience was like, 60K?
Because, nigga,
and then you didn't talk to him?
Right now.
Like, nigga, 60K, and then you ain't talk to him? Like,
bitch, I'll kill you over 60K.
It was niggas saying that, like, fam, nigga, I know niggas that done gotten murked over less than 60K.
Way less than 60K.
Not to, nigga. Bro, I'm telling you right now, there's certain people of this world, 5K, you out of here.
Nigga, there's certain people in this world,
60?
1,500.
That's facts, but those is hitters. I'm talking about just regular people that nigga take an L and be like, nah, hell no.
5K, get y'all.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Do something to you.
Fam, in today's America, $60,000 can change a lot of people's lives. Like, a lump sum of 60K would really change a lot of people's lives out here.
Out of debt, pay a lot of people's debt off.
You got a motherfucker that might live longer. Mm-hmm. There's just little shit like that we don't think about. You feel me? Like, it's niggas like that don't know when they're gonna get the money to pay for their next medication, and they need their medication to live. So they're literally just living through the week. Like, shit, next week can be ugly. 60K change all that for the time being, you know, foreseeable time future. Like, it's just a lot, man. Like, we don't live in a world where a lot of American citizens are up.
Yeah.
It's celebrities and rich people and then rich foreigners. That's who's up in America.
Yep. The rest of us.
Drug dealers, hustlers, and pimps. Thieves. And if you don't want to, like, take that bag or that risk, that lifestyle, yeah, man, they got their foot on our neck to an extent, you know what I'm saying? So it allows for, like, the tension. It allows for a nigga to, like, I honestly felt like that situation, and now this is hindsight saying this, and I didn't take the L.
Nah, if he was richer,
but that blew him up, kind of.
That's 60, yeah. But
that helped him.
And also, if he was richer, that 60, he probably wouldn't be overly pressed.
Well, this is where Wack kills it all. Wack was like, he just being emotional, man, and he just didn't know what he was doing, and, you know, I get it. But, nah, man, he was like, he needs to let that go. He said, if anything, he needs to be mad at his team. He said, why didn't they get an itemized list of things that she was going to do? That's just business, fam. Yep. You about to go do this, and this. We giving you 60 bags to go shop our podcast, 60 bands to go shop our podcast, and you can't. I need a list of what exactly you've done, right? Who you talk to? What they say.
Right, yeah.
Like, nigga, it's yay and nay. Nigga, like, what you mean? Because she also alluded to, like, yo, like, he had to keep getting better and develop, and it don't always happen. That's true, my nigga. Hove, Nipsey, people like that, nigga, they was nice the first time they started rapping and gave it to us.
Right.
It took some time for us to get it. Mm-hmm. Some people would take time to get it. Right. Everybody ain't gonna be like just a nigga that just, you know, there's some niggas that had overnight careers, bro.
Drake.
I wouldn't say that. Because I remember last time I was in New York City with my little cousin Philip. Like we went and caught a little show at the park, and niggas was upset because we had just missed a nigga. Oh, yeah, I think Drake was here. Like, that's dope. But he didn't have an album out yet. Like, that brand new joint was out. Like, girls was like, it was right when girls start falling in love with that nigga because he made that brand new song.
You the best, you mean?
No, nigga, the You the Best shit was cool. He had girl fans, but what really took him over the top where girls was fucking with him.
Brand new.
It's on that same, like, mixtape, but it was on the mixtape that before it got released as an official mixtape. It was on the street mixtape. Right. That's when a lot of female, because nigga, Beyonce remixed it. And I think R. Kelly or somebody put a remix on it. And that took it out of the park. And that's when it was like, wait, that's the same nigga that was rapping over the J Dilla beat, nigga? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, packaging, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But this right here pains us, man. And we're gonna probably get up out of here after this, dog. But I've been ignoring this for a minute. You obviously have too, because nigga, as soon as I said it, you was like, oh shit, yeah. I can see it in your face, see it in your tone. I mean, bro, that's like Zulu Nation. If you're of a certain age group, if you're from a certain age, man, you understand.
Hip hop shit, bro. That's what fucking hurts me.
Yeah, bro. Like Planet Rock, nigga.
Zulu Nation, you talking about has something to do with fucking De La Soul, with Tribe Called Quest, with
Fam,
God damn,
it goes
bro.
on and on and on.
Nas and everybody.
Right, nah.
Nigga,
These is all
come
these are their
on, bro.
babies.
Like, if you do not know what my man's is talking about, it's been over the last couple years, little shit's been coming out about African Bambaataa and
The Zulu Nation.
in Zulu Nation.
Let me phrase it. Let me just reference the name of the. I'm gonna give it back to you. This is all coming from a young lady that's doing a documentary on YouTube. If you want to find it, it's a 48. Don't quote me. It's 44 or 48 part interview series making an entire documentary. It's actually crazy to watch. It has psychiatrists and shit like that in it. It's called Zulu Nation, Hip Hop's First Gay Family. Now, this is not an issue because it's being dubbed hip hop's first gay family.
The gay family part isn't the
That's
problem.
not the issue.
The cultish things niggas was on, the
pedophilia.
touching of little boys niggas was on, that type of shit is the problem.
Allegedly, Bambaataa was on.
Yep.
Because when you watch this, there's several people that was in it, but all the like people that grew to be older people that was doing it to younger people all started from his tree of abuse.
Yep.
Hassan Campbell is a big time YouTuber. Shout out to Poppy. I think that I've always thought it was dope that a man came out of his ilk and spoke unapologetically about being a victim to a rap icon. Yep. He was sexually assaulted several times about Bambaataa. Even shared with some of his older friends, like Bambaataa and them, like, you know, they really did this dude dirty. And basically, ultimately, turned him into a hitman, nigga, for the nation.
Yep.
You know, and they were able to do this under the guise of hip hop, under the guise of the government. The thing about Bambaataa is, like they were saying,
did that under the guise of hip hop.
the thing about Bambaataa is, like, the thing that they were saying is that, like, you understand, like, these young cats don't understand how powerful he was in the streets, right? But then, like, he grew in power, like, with foreign nations and things like that. It was alleged that he was being protected in Italy. Or no, Brazil. Like he hangs out with like foreign dignitaries and, you know, people like that, and they're talking hundreds of little boys, man.
Shit's sick, bro.
That have been raped, sexualized, sexually assaulted, and that's what it's about. Like, one of the first victims finally came out and made a lawsuit, to kind of like open the floodgates. But yeah, Zulu Nation's hip hop's first gay family. So it's crazy.
Once again, nothing wrong.
This nigga over here
with
acting
them
like
being a gay
over,
family.
over there acting like Bambaataa Kelly Weinstein.
Right.
We ain't rocking with that.
No problem with the family being gay. That's not the issue. The headline's not the issue. The touching of little boys and pedophilia is an issue.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Yeah, man. It's wild. But I don't know, man. I didn't want to run from it too much longer, man. I just want to, pause. I just wanted to get it out there to the people.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that over the last couple of years, bro.
Shit's sick.
It's been slowly trickling out about that shit.
Yeah, man.
Slowly trickling out.
And it goes to show you some of the connection. And it makes me think, like, I think sometimes this pedophilia shit is definitely like mafioso. Like, these shits is like rings. You know what I mean? And there's powerful people involved, like that Jeffrey Epstein shit. Yep. We seen that he was servicing powerful men and women in their lust for pedophilic activities.
Stupid shit. I was kicking it with a group of people smoking. This bitch gonna start talking about how Jeffrey Epstein was, not Jeffrey, but Trump was never with Epstein on Epstein Island, and all those pictures were photoshopped. And I was like, bitch, you are the craziest.
Yeah, she's stupid.
Please stop smoking weed with me.
Hey, what is she talking about?
I stopped. She rolled a blunt. I didn't hit her weed, right?
Well, fam, I'm just asking this. Like, did she see the videos?
She's okay, let's talk about this.
Did she see
I'm gonna tell you where her mind state's at. She's one of those people who thinks Michelle Obama's a man.
Okay, look. So she's racist, but did she see?
But she's me.
I don't care. The fuck you telling me? What does that mean?
It's just crazy that like.
Nigga, I can show you somebody with my skin complexion that don't like black people.
Said
like,
Michelle's a man.
So, all I'm saying is that nigga Michelle's fine as fuck. I've actually had the
you know all these stupid ass. You've heard that stupid ass like
from
shit
white supremacist nigga entities. Mm-hmm. I never heard that shit from a legitimate news entity.
Well, no, you know what I mean.
Like,
yeah, it's the not legitimate news, but the little stupid shit you hear them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've heard all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but this is the same woman that. But think about that. You have people that are caught up into things like that. But we just had a first lady that was a porn star.
Yep.
We just had a first lady. Nigga, in Vegas, right here at the theater, the wax museum, the adult wax museum, they had that big-ass billboard of her naked for, like, the whole first 2 years of Trump's presidency until he got the city and them to, like, force them to take it down.
Right.
Like, just a reminder, this is your first lady that niggas is saluting to. Eastern European, foreign-born.
Are they still together? I'm surprised they're still
whatever.
Together.
You know what I mean? You fill in the blank of what her profession was before marrying Donald Trump. But then that got me off of what I was saying, too. That's why I didn't want to
dive into too deep into that.
No, I just didn't remember what I was saying about before that had came up. But anyways, dog, like, I mean, when you think about it, man, it's always been a double standard. And, like, they used to greet you with a growl, and now it's a smile. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And self-hate is real. There's people that don't like themselves or their certain ethnicities or their certain lack thereof. There's certain people that are indoctrinated to think certain things. You know what I mean? It's just the world we live in. We do live in a world, though, that if...
I know what you started talking about. You started talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's what I was going to tell you about old girl that you were speaking of. Like, nigga, there's a whole there's videos. Fuck the doctor pictures. Okay, so you can have that. Yep. They doctored the pictures. Right. What about the videos of them at the party, at the nightclub in New York City, when it's just them two? They bought out the whole club and a whole bunch of 18, 16, and 20-year-old girls. That's all documented. Like, we live in a country where there's like a mental illness to the effect of wanting to believe in conspiracy theories. Now, I personally believe the term conspiracy theory is weaponized. Mm-hmm. It's a term made to make a person that goes against the grain in their thinking or that recognizes a certain things in a pattern that others don't. Oh, they have an ulterior motive. You know, you start talking about systemic racism, my whole teenage years in high school, through college, everybody, adults, everybody that didn't agree with what I was saying about systemic racism, all told me I was a conspiracy theorist at one point in time.
Right.
You and your, like, race conspiracies. Yeah. And what the fuck you talking about?
We got to be crazy.
I seen every black man from a whole war come home and not get to use their GI Bill to move into the new neighborhoods that the country built.
Yeah.
What do you mean? They had to move into the old neighborhoods that white people didn't want to live in, and they never got developed again. They ain't renovated a building in Marcy Projects, nigga. And that shit was built in the 1800s.
Right.
And there's kids growing up there today. So, you know, the systemic racism of things is the reason why black unemployment is always at damn near double digits. The reason why black American unemployment is always going to be significantly larger than white high school dropout employment. It's in the numbers. Right. That's a documented fact. You can be a white American, drop out in the 8th grade, and chances is you're going to have a better job of you're going to have a higher retention rate and getting hired by the time you're an adult than a black dude with a degree or two. Now, when you say that, there's people that ain't gonna. They're lazy.
Crazy.
They're not gonna go look at the numbers. They're gonna go, Akeem, that's fucking crazy. Yeah. But they don't know that Akeem knows about 5 to 10 people with multiple degrees that are struggling to find a job. But I keep seeing people that don't look like them, that have no degrees, tweet shit like, "Oh man, people are just lazy. Everybody's hiring. If you wanted a job, you can just get one."
I hate that narrative.
So I know people that they live in that lens because that's their world. That's their world. Their skin color, their complexion, their hair texture, things like that have never made anyone uncomfortable to the point where it was just like, will go with someone else.
Right. A lot
Nor
of jobs ain't gonna hire. Look,
nor-
your dreads ain't gonna get you in a lot of doors, nigga.
Nor has their skin color, hair texture, race ever stopped them from anything in this country.
Yeah.
So I don't ever expect a non-melanated person to fully understand what melanated people go through, because there's only 2 places in America that where it's illegal for them to tell me my locks aren't professional.
Yeah.
That's New York. That's LA. Those are only 2 places. Anywhere else I could be working and they could say, oh, we fired him because he, didn't have a professional appearance. He has the same kind of hair as Christ. Yeah. Right? So it is what it is, man. Like, luckily, man, like, I got to see that early. So, like, growing up, like, by the time I got to, like, Nevada and Reno, or, like, northern Nevada, like, that didn't affect me. I was already too enriched in my blackness. Yep. I had already seen black doctors, lawyers, dentists, etc. I already knew that every black person wasn't like a thug or a criminal. That was shit that you started hearing reinforced when you got to Reno. Like when you get to like even here in Vegas, it's like that to an extent. But even though Vegas was always more segregated, Northern Nevada is way more like integrated.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
there is no concentrated just black area. The black people just all through that motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? And what happens is like you got white friends that's all through that motherfucker and y'all kick it together. Right? But it's still all the city council is gonna be white. Yeah. All the teachers and staff is gonna be white.
Governor.
All the police officers there are damn near white. The governors are gonna be white, the mayor's gonna be white. Even though that's the governor's a statewide thing, but the mayors and all those people are going to be white. So everything is going to be in the idea of whiteness. Now, if you've only lived in a world like that, you don't even know what blackness is. Right. You don't even know what it is to like make your environment comfortable for Latinos. Every Latino, black people, Native, whatever, we all kind of got to conform to what white people say is professional. That's where you have millions of black women killing their hair because they got a law degree, but they can't go in the fucking law office and practice law with a fro. Nope. But if you're like my ex-girlfriend, at least, who has shrinkage in terms of like her hair, nigga, she can pull a curl down, nigga, past her breast. When she let that shit go, that shit going right back up here. That's God that gave her that hair. Why does she have to go put a chemical in it to make white people comfortable?
Right. Why do we have to keep making white people comfortable?
Hey, man, and before we get out of here, since we said that, I don't know how you feel about this, bro, but this is a shout out to all women. Look, it's time that you be honest about the men that discriminate against you and your body. Yep. There's not a Latino man, black man, Native man, Hispanic man, Asian man, gay man, green man, or yellow man that has made it their business to tell a woman when they can have an abortion. That's all white men. Southern, elderly men. So all those little jabs that I be getting on my mentions and shit like about men and this and this and this, don't be a fucking coward.
Point the finger at the right man.
Don't be a coward. Say who did this to you, because we behind you. We back you. I don't know no one that looks like me, and I don't know too many white dudes my age group that thinks that a group of old white men in Washington, D.C. should be able to tell women all around the world. That's between you and your doctor and your God.
You, doctor, and your God.
You know? So I just want to end on that note. I can't get at every female that's going to tweet me, text me, hit me up about this, but I just want people to know. Shout out to all the men that support women's rights. You know what I mean? You got a friend here at the Always
We're
Talking
two of
Shit
them,
podcast.
but also some women out there need to know what feminism. No, they're honest.
We was on a good note. Go ahead.
There are women out there that need to know.
This ain't the time.
What real feminism.
Let's talk about this. So you're gonna be the one to tell them. That's the bag you want to take on right now?
No, I don't
put that on yourself.
Anything, but you agree with me as well that the new age feminist
is what is that shit? Was it _ Doc on at what is it?
What, on here?
Send all that shit to him.
No, but you feel the same way about me on this though.
About what? Say it again.
You
Said you're just gonna speak for me.
fucking forgot. I'm so like.
You're saying you just got done trying to tell women. That's what it sounded like. You was like, women need to learn how to be feminists.
No,
and
okay,
like,
women.
nigga, that's
not
kind
women
of
don't need to learn
bold
how to-
coming
no,
from
women,
a guy.
Hold on, but let's not act like new age feminists aren't a little OD.
Can I say something to that?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to drag me into this mud with you, I'll fuck it. I'll jump.
Please.
Bro, I don't think. Look, I personally believe. This gonna sound crazy.
But some of this, you know what I'm saying? We talk shit, right?
It only makes sense to be a feminist if you're a white woman in America. Oh, you with me? The reason why is because, nigga, white men historically oppressed their women. Natives didn't do that to their women.
Nope.
And nigga, Africans wasn't doing that to their women, like the ones that migrated over here. Like my culture, my ancestor, no man in my family has ever told me to make sure a woman knows their place.
Never. Not
or
ever.
this or that. So
Not
that's not the
ever.
thinking that I was taught as a man.
Nope.
Through the men in my family. Nowhere ever was that taught. So
Once
that's
again,
not.
like you said. Point the finger.
That's all I'm
Right,
saying.
man. That's it.
That's all I'm saying.
Point the finger. at the
Because
right man. That's all
you
I
got minority men that aren't treated of the caliber of white men in this country.
Nope.
And we know that. So I'm not taking shout out to all my white friends, male friends.
Mm-hmm.
This y'all gotta take this one.
Yep.
Like that was y'all grandpa and them. Like at the end of the day, y'all gotta correct this. Young white men need to step up to these old white men in Washington and say, yo, dead that. Y'all making it bad for us. Y'all making us look like the problem. Because if you're going to get offended when I say this is a white male issue and not taking consideration like the data and the experiences that we're speaking about, I don't have time for you in this debate. We could be friends over there, go get a beer or something. We cool.
Don't come to this debate.
But let's not talk about this. And I'm tired of this like fake ass conversation about equality and race where we got to tiptoe on who got everything fucked up. Who made it to where women wasn't created equal in America?
White folks.
Who said Negroes wasn't human?
White folks.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
There's
all
a
I'm
common
saying,
denominator.
like, bro, like, so, and we can't say white folks. This wasn't white children.
Or
This
white
wasn't
men.
white women.
White men, not white folks.
These are white men that said this. Now, who's trying to hold on to a lot of those things? Older white men. Now, there is some young motherfuckers that just followed suit and got in there. But for the majority, bro, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and jump on a limb. I think majority of Republican men under the age of 30, 35 don't give a fuck if a woman has an abortion or not.
Because they're more progressive. We've had this conversation. What's my town politics? All politicians need to go.
Just saying.
Gone. All
I'm just saying,
politics.
we
all
really got to
politicians
look at an
need to
age
go.
limit in our politics, fam.
Yeah.
Like, you niggas got to get out the way.
50. I think
I was honestly going to say 60.
60? Okay, yeah, I feel like
60. You know why?
You're still sharp.
I'm going to tell you
at
why.
that point.
Dr. J still can dunk.
Yeah.
And I figured, nigga, if you can dunk a basketball at 60,
you should still be able to be.
you can argue a bill and get a bill passed.
Right.
When you start getting like 60,
Because
fuck
I
it.
honestly feel
Anything
like
after 60,
I
you're
feel
being
like- I
selfish
feel
to
like
want to be a public
Biden's
servant.
too old, my nigga.
Yeah. What do you mean? Nick, let me tell you something. That's not fair, though, because Biden, when he didn't run with Hillary and Trump,
Yeah,
guess what he was saying?
I should have ran.
No, but guess what he was saying before that?
What?
I'm too old.
I'm too old, right?
I'm too old.
He already a push. Yeah.
Biden spent his whole career in Congress working for blue-collar people. He wasn't popular in the Democratic Party. And he's a person that has the ability to go off script and say some wild shit. Not wild shit that's inaccurate or crazy,
But yeah.
but go look at his career. Like, Joe Biden have been to fight somebody, nigga, or cursed your ass out.
Mm-hmm.
He was, like, rowdy like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go out back then. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't really the go-to guy for the Democratic Party. He wasn't the sexy candidate.
Right.
That's why Barack picked him, because he trusted him. And he knew, like, yo, I need to pick you so white people trust me.
Right.
And you're the most trustworthy motherfucker. Like, you the only one that ain't got no hella sex scandals. You ain't the one that did all this.
You ain't got all types of crazy shit in your
Once you
corner
become
right
a
now.
president or vice president, they'll have scandals for you.
Oh yeah.
They'll have scandals for you. But leading up to it, he wasn't heavily riddled in scandal.
Except for that stupid ass crime bill. Not
What-
a scandal.
but this is the thing,
bullshit
though.
crime bill.
It's funny. Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. They always attach the crime, the 94 crime bill. Okay, Hillary Clinton was the fucking first lady. She wasn't even in the fucking room when they made that bill.
Couldn't be nothing
right?
about that bill.
They didn't have shit to do with Hillary Clinton.
Husband.
Joe Biden is not the only person. He didn't author the bill. He didn't pass the bill by himself.
No.
Nigga, there were several
Bill
black
Clinton,
politicians
motherfucking
and members of the Negro caucus
right.
that signed off on that bill. And why'd they do that? Because the administration previously, Ronald Reagan, dropped kilos of fucking drugs off into every black neighborhood to raise money for the Iran-Contra war. So we know that now. That's documented. So don't tell me that Hillary Clinton, Charles Rangel, who's black, or Sheila Jackson Lee, any of these people were racist when they created the term super predator. When they created the term, like, hey, yo, man, some of these kids, a DARE program and a fucking after schools hoop program ain't gonna help them. Hey, look,
The DARE program was
when
the
you
dumbest
got
shit
shit,
ever.
when you got neighborhoods like Little Rock, Arkansas, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, East Oakland,
Baltimore,
California,
Maryland.
Baltimore, Detroit, Michigan, looking like Baghdad in Iraq, niggas is fucking shit up. Hey, man. Like, if you're trying to like eradicate, if you're trying to pull that back, you have to put in some verbiage. And I'm not caping for nobody. This is just common sense. You're gonna have to put in some verbiage to let people know, hey, no, we need these bills and we need these with those 3 strike laws and all that shit. They weren't for everybody, and because the system is racist, a lot of innocent brothers got caught up with it. But I know kids that I grew up with as a child that were stone cold killers. I ain't like them. One of them killed one of my dear friends. And I always felt, that's crazy. We be sending like soldiers over to different countries because like mean people in charge be killing innocent people. Yeah, what are you talking about? I know a nigga that just popped one of my friends. But that's okay because we're in an urban community and it's expected to happen because the shush is we just threw millions and billions of dollars worth of drugs in that community. And then we go after and criminalize and demonize the people that's smart enough to not use it but to sell it. Right? It's just a foul thing. And I think that like culturally we got to start having those conversations. Look how many people are mad that they're playing the Negro national anthem before football games in a league that's over 70% African American. They're okay with us singing the national anthem of a slave owner that was really bragging about our enslavement. That's crazy. And a lot of this, like we said earlier, is just learned behavior.
Yep.
Niggas was taught to like be okay with this. We were taught to accept this. So it's okay. Just learn behavior. You know, I'm not racist, right? I'm not racist, even though I haven't even studied what my ancestors did to you. I don't even care about it. Like, you guys get your month. I know who Martin Luther King is. Right?
Oh, fuck.
Shit's wild, man. Shit's wild.
Fucking hell.
But that's all I got, man, on the as far as that topic.
And on that note, it's another episode of the
Always Talking Shit Show.
I'm your host, Talkin.
And I'm your boy, Keem Sincere, man.
And as usual,
We out.
I don't even gotta say it. Let's see,
This nigga was hating. I was over there playing.
New Always Talking Shit Show.
This nigga's playing Nathaniel in D minor.
Well, I'm like Doc Dre.